Redbuffgears have been announced as the newest feature for the November end of month update. So here's what you need to know on everything about this brand new feature. But before we get into this video, I would like to announce the all new One Punch Man the Strongest global wiki page, which is a community-based project where members of the community are able to collaborate and provide useful tips and insights within everything that the game has to offer. There are many articles that range from specific features and game modes to the descriptions of every stat in the game, and even player-based articles that reveal the strongest players on the global version. So feel free to check out the link in the description below, and I would like to thank Honey Senpai and a huge thanks to Dove for leading this exciting project to keep this exclusive community connected and providing the ultimate resource for all players. Now back to the video. Red buff gears are the evolved versions of already existing orange gears, allowing you to boost your character's stats even further. In order to get these red buff gears, you will need to gather 35 chipsets and 80 toolboxes to evolve an orange buff gear into a red buff gear. In order to gather these materials, you can either get them from the newly updated refinement supply crates in the supply depot, purchasing weekly exclusive packs, and through the all-new Hell Conquerors Challenge, which is a new difficulty within the Conquerors Challenge where you will need to use 3 teams to defeat each stage throughout this all-new PvE game mode. This game mode consists of 3 bosses that cycle throughout the week, with each boss being able to drop one of 3 different types of chipset materials. Every Monday and Thursday is the Gorobus boss, which grants you class-specific materials. Every Tuesday and Friday is the Melzagard boss, which grants you type-specific materials. And every Wednesday and Saturday is the Boros boss, which grants you faction-specific materials, with every Sunday being the only exception where you can choose between any of the 3 bosses to fight against. Each day you are granted 3 daily attempts, with an additional 3 if you purchase with gems, and 1 more from completing your daily quests, which has now replaced the free resist invasion ticket that you were able to get previously. You will be able to receive better rewards the higher the stage level that you fight in, with stage 1 being accessible to those who are at least level 90, which keeps increasing up by 5 levels until stage 15, which requires you to be level 150, with the exception of stages 12 to 14 requiring level 144, 146, and 148. When battling in this game mode, make sure that you split up your units across your 3 teams, keeping in mind that the first battle is the easiest and the last battle is the hardest, so use your best core characters for last. Personally, using Gargantuar's core for the last battle would be ideal if you do end up taking so much damage that your whole team would die in one hit, as Gargantuar's core can at least guarantee you 2 to 3 more lives without including any of those additional undying shields that can come from your class mastery. Also, pairing up specialized guard units with drive knights such as Tank Top Master or even Tank Top Vegan also works very well with each other, as they have great synergy in keeping your team alive for much longer. Once you beat those bosses and obtain enough materials to evolve your orange buff gear, you will also need to pay 100,000 coins in order to evolve it into a red buff gear. When you evolve your buff gear, you will be granted an additional refinement stat. This additional stat can be boosted up to 6 times by using refinement cards, needing an overall 48 cards to fully max out your refinement stat. Each of the 3 buff gears have a chance to roll stats that are also exclusive to that specific buff gear. The refinement buff for your faction buff gear could be attack bonus, defense bonus, HP bonus, crit, block rate, crit damage, or speed. The refinement buff for your type buff gear could be attack bonus, defense bonus, HP bonus, crit resistance, block, or damage reflect. And the refinement buff for your class buff gear could be attack bonus, defense bonus, HP bonus, damage rate, or damage reduction. Now, if you were unhappy with what refinement stat that you rolled onto your buff gear, then you are able to re-roll that stat by using a reforgingpen, which is only available through exclusive packs that get released during the weekend or through limited time events. With your red buff gears, you will also be able to unlock an additional 4 purification stats, where you'll be able to obtain a purification stat after purifying your red buff gear 1 time, 3 times, 6 times, and 12 times. When purifying your red buff gears, instead of boosting the stats that are present, it will instead re-roll all the current buffs present, which you can avoid specific stats to be re-rolled if you decide on locking a specific stat with reset locks. You are able to purify your buff gear up to a maximum of 50 times. The values for these buffs with percentages can range from as low as 1% to as high as 10%, so it will require a lot of luck to to gather high values when purifying your buff gears and trying to obtain those high 10% buffs. Each of the 3 buff gears also have a chance to roll stats that are exclusive to that specific buff gear. The purification buffs you can roll for your faction buff gear could be flat attack, flat defense, flat HP, attack bonus, defense bonus, HP bonus, hit, resistance, and you can even get rare buffs such as action healing, ignite boost, and low HP ignition. Purification buffs you can roll for your type buff gear could be flat attack, flat defense, flat HP, attack bonus, defense bonus, HP bonus, faction damage reduction, and even rare buffs such as group attack healing and crit damage reduction. And the purification buffs you can roll for your class buff gear could be flat attack, flat defense, flat HP, attack bonus, defense bonus, HP bonus, PvP damage reduction, and even rare buffs such as damage concentration, high speed berserk, and low speed damage reduction. Now, if you rolled a purified stat that isn't for the gear that you wanted to use it on, then you are able to transfer those stats to another red buff gear by using a swap transmitter, which is currently only available through the gemstone store for 30 gemstones, which is a very expensive item and should be used cautiously. And that's all you need to know about red buff gears. Now, in regards to how much refinement card investment that you would want to put into your refinement stats, I would probably get them up to 2 or 3p at the maximum, since you should still focus on your regular red gears instead, since they do provide a much greater boost to your stats. But for those who do want to maximize their speed, then you are able to get a maximum of 50 extra speed if you do manage to 6p your faction buff gear. And I've also updated my SAC calculator so that you can now track how many purple sacks you have on your red buff gears for your characters, which will be available for you to copy down in the description below. Anyways, that wraps up the end of the video, and I'd love to give shoutouts to all of my YouTube members for their continuous support. If you're new to the channel and enjoyed this video, then feel free to subscribe and click on the notification bell to stay up to date in keeping your One Punch Man account the strongest. Make sure you check out the links in the description below if you want to check out the wiki page, join my Discord server, or if you want to become a YouTube member to support my channel. Anyways, that's all for today, so leave a like and a comment down below if you did enjoy this video, and I will catch you all next time.